"30-second warning, listeners. We're going to get going in earnest and have a little chat about some of the incomings and outgoings at Aldershot Town with Steve Gibbs. I'm Rob Worrell. You're listening to BBC Surrey online or the BBC Sport app, or probably not joined us yet, but in the next few minutes, NLTV. So, Steve Gibbs alongside me. We'll just get his thoughts on some of the incomings and outgoings. So Aldershot have extended the loan of Dan Ellison on loan from Bristol Rovers to the end of the season, but he's not available this evening due to concussion protocols. It's 14 days now since his head injury forced his exit in the first half against Sutton. Lucky Bird has gone out on loan to Hampton and Richmond until the end of the season. So he won't be part of Tommy and the team's plans for the rest of this season. Meanwhile, Will Armitage, a 19-year-old centre-back, has joined from Southampton, and he's straight into the starting 11 tonight, which means no place for Aldershot Town skipper Aaron Jones. He's on the bench, full lineup to follow. 3 youngsters have gone out on loan as well, and they are George Milner-Smith, Ollie Turner and Billy Walsh. So Steve, your thoughts on the incomings and outgoings? 1 or 2 people on social media still said, oh, perhaps there's an incoming then. I mean, to be fair, Aldershot have got in Johnny Stuttle, a striker on loan from Bournemouth.
Yep.
And Will Armitage, a centre-back on loan from Southampton. So maybe an element of balance in the books there. You do wonder, and that's all we can ever do because we don't have any inside information, do wonder if Will Armitage's loan signing till the end of the season is one of those weighted towards, there's got to be an onus on him appearing in the team and getting the minutes. He does come straight in. I'm not aware of any fitness or injury issues with Ashley Akpan or Aaron Jones, so that's a big show of belief in him tonight, a big show of faith. What's your thoughts on those various incomings and outgoings? I guess the hottest topic will be Lucky Bird.
Yes, I think Lockie, a solid defender. He's made the second most minutes of that centre-back group at Aldershot Town. Most successful defensive actions, so wins most defensive duels per 90 minutes of anybody except the recently departed Rollin Monaes. Most interceptions per 90 minutes played. But I think he needs to be stronger in the air, and Aldershot Town collectively are very poor at winning aerial duels, and maybe Lockie has paid the price for his weakness in that area, and needs to be more accurate with his long passes. He's the worst of any Aldershot Town player in making those long passes, and it's been noted by managers, particularly the Halifax Town manager recently, who said that Aldershot Town play with a high degree of chaos. That transition, that turnover, the counter-attacks, those long passes are key to Aldershot Town's game. And if they're coming out of defence lacking accuracy, Aldershot Town can't base their game on those sort of long, raking, stretching the pitch counter-attacks. And there's 2 areas where maybe Lockie has fallen down, and he's paid the price. Because he arrived in the summer, and what Tommy Widrington described him as was a player who loves defending. And there's no doubt that Lockie loves defending. He's no nonsense, takes no prisoners, gets it done, simple, tries to stop you in whatever way he can. But maybe it's in the other areas, aerially and launching the counter-attacks, that maybe he's fallen down. we await to see whether they're the strengths of Will Armitage, but he did play for the Southampton under-21s against Aldershot Town in the National League Cup, and that right there is another advantage to that competition. You can go and watch as many Premier League 2 games as you want, even Premier League International Cup as you want against the best youngsters in Europe, but they're not going to be as competitive as a Tuesday night on a bumpy pitch against Braintree. And
Excellent.
Aldershot Town have seen what Will Armitage can do in a competitive game against their own players, and I'm sure Tommy and the management team will have consulted Jack Barham, Josh Barrett, James Henry, whoever else came up against Armitage in that Southampton defence, and gone, who do you rate out of that team? What do you think their qualities are? Can they cut it in the cut, thrust, the physicality of the National League? And Will Armitage, if collectively Will Armitage has been identified, then for the moment that is good enough for me.
Alright, that's Steve Gibbs, I'm Rob Worrell. Welcome to any listeners or viewers that have joined us in the last couple of minutes. We're 3 minutes away from kick-off, and we await the teams for this National League encounter between 18th place Aldershot Town and 20th place Braintree. Very good evening to Colin Hayden, who said he's hearing us loud and clear, presumably Colin from Tenerife. He said, glad the weather's improved here a little bit. Here's hoping for a win. We really need the 3 points tonight. The we, of course, being Aldershot Town, who Colin supports. Any Braintree fans listening to the BBC Surrey commentary? There's a chap from BBC Essex sat 3 seats along from me. If you want a slightly more Braintree perspective on tonight's game, but otherwise Steve Gibbs and myself will call what we see. Here come the teams then. Aldershot Town led out by Josh Barrett this evening, with Aaron Jones, the club captain, starting from the bench. The shots in their home kit of red and blue striped shirts, red shorts and red socks, and Braintree in white shirts with a slight black collar or shoulder, and then orange shorts and orange socks. And they are led this evening. The skipper's armband is George Langston, one of 2 ex-Eastleigh players in the starting lineup for Braintree tonight, who now have the smaller squad in the National League. And just to give it some indication of how small it is, they've had to sign 2 players on loan today, both from Luton Town, in order to have 4 on the bench. One of those comes straight into the starting lineup, but the Aldershot Town lineup is as follows: Dewhurst in goal, Ollie Scott, Mag Homer, and Will Armitage making his debut on loan from Southampton. Ryan Jones, Dayan Tetek, Theo Widrington and Ashley Akpan across the middle for the shots from left to right, and then some sort of combination of Henry, Barrett and Barham, the front 3. When those 3 have played, it's tended to be Henry and Barrett as 10s, with Barham ahead of them, but they can certainly adapt to make that a 1-2 as opposed to a 2-1. The skippers on the evening have shaken hands. Both skippers now rejoin the rest of their team for huddles prior to kick-off. Probably going to be the lowest league crowd of the season tonight, being a midweek game, and Braintree, let's say, with a modest fan base, 30 or 40 fans in the final section of the South Stand over on the far side, but a pretty well populated East Bank for midweek, as we're ready to get ourselves underway here. Just before we do, I'll read out that Braintree side, which we think will line up as a 4-2-3-1. Henry Gray in goal, on loan to the end of the season from Ipswich. It'll be his debut too, as it is the right back Jacob Pinnington, left back Ryan Clampin, Annesley and Langston the centre backs, Vennings the former Shotts loanee, and Matt Robinson on loan from Woking in midfield. Kyril Lisby, Shay Cooper and Jermaine Francis the 3 behind John Akindi. Shots have won the ball back already. Theo Whittington sends it out to Ryan Jones. He's running at the Braintree defence, but then releases the ball, and it just pings off, probably with a little bit of adrenaline, and ends up behind the goal, away to our right. 21 seconds gone, as opposed to 21 seconds to go. Steve.
Yeah, that song did appear in my head immediately.
Yeah, 0-0. Steve,
for that
Gibbs. Yeah, good evening. Your thoughts?
Good evening. Yeah, I think really positive start from the shots, and exactly what we want to see from a shots point of view. I think the key for the home team tonight will be a high tempo. Braintree struggling to put a squad together, poor form, albeit the same number of points from the last 8 games as Aldershot Town, but I think they're probably lacking a little bit of pace. They're lacking a bit of passing intensity.
Lovely header on, from Barham. Finds Henry, who gives it back to him. Barham breaking on the right edge of the penalty area. I think he might have overhit that one. He has indeed. The ball goes behind the goal. Sorry to cut you off, Steve, but Aldershot transition pretty quickly there.
They do, absolutely, yeah. It took even me by surprise. And yeah, what I was trying to say was Aldershot Town's pace, both individually and in moving the ball, will be key tonight. Braintree, they don't move the ball anywhere near as quickly. They lack a bit of intensity, a bit of pace in those central areas. Vennings and Robinson, good ball players, lots of experience, bit of quality in creativity from Vennings, but they're not going to track their runners. And if Aldershot Town can break forward and hit on the counter, then I think they'll bear fruit tonight, because it has to be 3 points for the hosts. Non-negotiable.
Well, here's Braintree looking to get in. Maghomer is up against it. It's finished. This goal. It's 1-0 already to Braintree. Their first breakaway attack just past the 2-minute mark. And I'll need confirmation, but I think it might well be Kyrell Lisby who broke away. Maghomer chasing him. Tried to get a tackle in. Wonderful finish. And Braintree take the lead here in the 3rd minute.
Yeah, just 2 minutes and barely 1 or 2 seconds gone. We're only just into the 3rd minute, and that's a sucker punch already, if you can say such a thing after barely 2 minutes. But it was an excellent finish. Held off Maghomer, did really well to keep his composure, and it is indeed Kyrell Lisby. Perhaps more adept at playing the flanks, but he did really well. Scored an excellent goal against Dagenham and Redbridge recently. He's quick, he's strong, a handful, and certainly he can finish. We knew that before the game. We definitely know it now. But that still doesn't change what I was about to say. In Aldershot Town's next 3 games, Braintree tonight, Tamworth and AFC Fylde, all home wins.
Steve, as you were saying, must be a home win tonight, non-negotiable. I was going to say I thought that coming here this evening, and then changed my mind to it being a must-not-lose game, if I'm honest. Aldershot 2 places and 2 points ahead of Braintree, and kind of worst-case scenario, they must get at least a draw. Now they're getting a little bit of a mini mountain to climb. It's come early. It's literally the first effort of the evening from Kyrell Lisby, who scored his 10th goal of the season. Who'd have thought, with Akindi and Effiong in the side at the start of the season, he'd be the top scorer. He's got more than the pair of them put together. Effiong's obviously moved on already to Woking. Ryan Jones bombing forward again there. Again, a heavy touch, really unusual for him, and he's just picked up the player of the month before the game. Let's hope it's not a curse, but he's quick, he's direct. And here's Maghomer, be impressed by Lisby. And I must admit, it was so quick on the transition, the Braintree goal. I'm struggling to remember the build-up, but it was straight through the middle to Lisby. He got away from Maghomer, who had a bit of a lunge to try and get the ball back. To be perfectly honest, if he had connected, he probably would have given away another penalty. But Lisby finishing brilliantly past Dewhurst, who's been in pretty good form himself this season, and he'll be absolutely gutted to have lost his clean sheet as early as the 3rd minute.
Absolutely, yeah. I think Maghomer was maybe caught a little bit unawares, as we were, as that move built up, but certainly it was an excellent finish.
Here's Jones coming over halfway through the middle, finds Barrett, he's in the edge of the area, onto his left foot, switches back, Crowd wanted him to shoot, little few groans. Now he goes back to Tetek, who gives it back to Barrett. Barrett's now going to send in a little cross, and it's missed by a few people, and then pounced on by the grateful debutant goalkeeper Henry Gray, on loan from Ipswich Town. 5 minutes gone, and it is already Aldershot Town 0, Braintree 1. And in the away game earlier on in the season, which I missed, the Shots took a lead in the first half, and Braintree come back to win it 2-1. And right now, that's going to be the blueprint for Aldershot Town, to do what Braintree did to them earlier in the season.
Yeah, and Braintree are a first half team. They score over 1/3 of their goals in the first 15 minutes of games. That should have been one of the messages coming out of the dressing room. Keep it tight early on. Don't make silly mistakes. It was another debutant, Pennington, who played that ball forward.
Nasty head injury
and yes,
there.
Lisby did really well, but I think from Aldershot Town's point of view, you've got to look.
Nasty clash of heads there.
Yeah.
I think it might be Ollie Scott. I'll need to confirm that. But I think I can see Ryan Jones over on the far touchline. It was just a coming together. Nothing, no malice. But and he's been conscious and on his knees the whole time, so he might just be a bit shaken up, Ollie Scott. Let's hope so anyway. If you look at the last 4 games in which Aldershot have remained unbeaten, Steve, they've had 3 draws, 3 very creditable draws, given who they were against or the circumstances, and I think certainly away to Sutton and away to Forest Green for large parts of those games they played extremely well. But there's been a bit of a focus of late of getting slightly higher tempo starts, which is obviously what they got against Chertsey in the FA Trophy. And I think Aldershot had intent about them at a kick-off tonight, the way they got forward very quickly, but they've actually been countered on, caught on the transition, and ultimately it's Braintree who's got the flying start.
It is, absolutely, yeah, and Aldershot Town need to be wary. Clearly, Akinde and Lisby, potentially a real dynamic, potent partnership with pretty much every quality between them that a striker could ask for. Akinde's been knocking them in at this level for longer than any of us care to remember. Lisby a little bit younger, but plenty of quality, strength and pace and good finishing ability. But Aldershot Town cannot allow that early setback to get in the way of their overall game plan.
Lisby came off the bench, didn't he, at Braintree to good effect to put Aldershot to the sword earlier in the season. So he's not new to Shots fans, no. Particularly the ones that made the trip to Braintree back then. However, just to get it out of my notes and through the microphone, especially for Braintree viewers who'll be sat there with their bingo cards, yes, Kyril Lisby is the son of Kevin, the former Charlton striker, and he joined Braintree from Cray Valley Paper Mills, for whom he scored a pretty famous goal as well, didn't he, in the FA Vase, I believe, at Wembley. So here they come again, breaking on Aldershot, ball through, and they're in again, and they shoot again, and it's wide on this occasion, but Aldershot Town ripped open on the transition again, this time by Jermaine Francis, the Barnet loanee, and thankfully for Aldershot Town, Steve, he dragged his shot wide.
Yeah, it really should be 2-0. Incisive, excellent attack from Braintree, as you say, ripping that Aldershot Town defence apart. Players getting caught upfield, bypassed all too easily, and it's only a matter of inches away from being Shots 0, Braintree 2. A real horrible sluggish start. Marcus Dewhurst's goal kick low along the ground, aimed out to the left hand side, and Ryan Jones cannot keep it in. Aldershot Town need to wake up fast.
Yeah, I wonder if they've been so hell-bent on a high tempo start themselves that they've not quite considered the amount of danger on the transition. Braintree look really up for this. They're out on the right wing at the moment, and Henry's almost got on it, but can't. And there is Francis exchanging passes on the right hand side. It's been a really strange season, hasn't it, for Braintree? Aldershot on the counter now. Henry's got it. He's got Barham on the right, tries to slot him through, but he can't find the pass. But Tetek's onto it, finds Barham. Thoughts of offside not given. Barham shoots wide, claims a corner. No corner given. and it will be a goal kick to Braintree. 10 minutes gone, Aldershot Town 0, Braintree 1.
Better from the shots, but still not making the right choice when it really matters. Yeah, Josh Barrett over on the far side, arms in the air, calling for the ball. Tetek did really well to win that loose ball. Henry's pass out to Barham was intercepted really well, but then Tetek pounced. If he played the ball to his left, he had Josh Barrett in acres of space, I think, screaming for the ball, ready to get a shot on goal. In the end, Barham was maybe forced a little bit wide, trying to beat Gray at his near post, and that was always going to be a difficult ask.
There's a good headed winner from the Aldershot Town debutant Will Armitage, quite forward there in the centre circle. But so Hill is another one, of course, who will be disappointed that just 2 minutes into his Aldershot Town debut, that clean sheet's gone. The ball's gone at the moment into the slab area at the left hand half of the pitch as we look on from the media box, adjacent to the final section of the south stand where the Braintree fans are housed, and they'll be very happy Braintree fans at the moment. They're coming down the right wing now. Ball's dragged in, sharp turn, but Armitage is onto that, and he takes no chances and plays it into a position of safety. And just at the moment, Maghoma's on the right side of the three and Armitage in the middle. They may switch back, but here's Aldershot on the counter attack. Barrett holding it up, finds Tetek. Tetek will switch it out to the right to Akpan, who can make ground forward here. He cuts in inside. Has he overrun it? No, he finds Barrett. Ball in, back into Akpan, and he's just pushed sideways a little bit off the ball, which allows Gray to come out and snaffle it. Not much contact, but just a little bit of an easing of a body into him. And Aldershot close to producing a chance, I'd say, 2 or 3 times in the opening 12 minutes. Just the one effort at goal from Barham, which he caught nicely but dragged wide. Here come Braintree on the counter attack again. Akindi's picking it up in a position out on the right hand side. He's going up against Armitage. He's trying to pull the ball in. It's been cut out and behind. It'll be a corner to Braintree, who already lead here. 12 and a half minutes gone. Braintree taking the lead just past the 2 minute mark, and it was a breakaway goal and a wonderful finish by Kyrell Lisby. Steve Gibbs.
Yeah, excellent defending at the other end by George Langston. Could so easily have timed it wrong, been too strong in the shoulder charge and given away a penalty. But now Braintree once again showing how dangerous they are on the counter.
Yeah, it's going to be a left-footed in-swinging corner for them to the near post, flicked on, and then Dewhurst manages to get to it and bundle it around his post for a second consecutive corner. And we are now 13 minutes in, and the shots have been stunned here by that early Braintree goal. Kyrell Lisby with his 10th goal of the season. In comes another corner, and it's flicked on by the head of an Aldershot player, I think, and it is out for a third successive corner. Shots 1-0 down, and with more defending to do, Steve, as James Vennings slowly makes his way forward to take the corner. Suggestion of a bit of game management there already from Braintree.
Already, yeah, I think so, and rightly so. They've earned the right to it, and yeah, James Vennings is their set piece expert. But yeah, at the moment, Braintree, it's all Braintree. They're looking really dangerous. And
it comes right-footed in swinger to the far post. It's caught by Dewhurst, who's clipped by a Braintree defender and throws it out to Tetek, who's looking to counter, but he comes across the middle, feeds it into the path of Akpan. Akpan sends it quickly to Barrett. He's inside the right edge of the penalty, comes back onto his left foot and then drags a shot pretty weak into the first defender. Then he lifts it over, comes back down off the bar, and it's another one for that Josh Barrett. Nearly moments real. Unbelievable how many times he's been denied by the woodwork this season. Steve Gibbs.
Yeah, I don't think anyone else on this pitch would have seen that opportunity. The first shot a little bit weak, easily blocked, and that's one thing defensively that Braintree are good at, getting bodies in the way of shots and making those blocks. But yeah, Barrett, you just thought he was going to have another drive at goal, but deft lob, inches away from equalising.
There have been 2 7-goal thrillers here this season at the EBB in the National League. Aldershot beat Maidenhead 4-3. They lost 4-3 to Halifax And Braintree right now, who need wins, they're in a similar battle, but they don't mind a bit of a ding-dong. In fact, in their last away game, they went to Dagenham and won 4-2. So if it's that kind of game, they'll be up for that.
Absolutely, yeah. And Dagenham were guilty of some awful defending as well. And if this Shot's defence is in generous mood tonight, then I think Braintree will gladly take any gifts coming their way.
Aldershot came into the game tonight with the 4th worst defence in the season. They're on the counter-attack here after good work from Armitage. Barrett sends it out to the right side to Akpan, who skips inside now. Sends it into Henry. He's inside the penalty. Good touch, control, shoot, finish, goal! Number 13 of the season for James Henry. Wonderful touch, wonderful control, wonderful vision. And here we are inside the opening 15 minutes. A goal apiece already. Shots won. Braintree won.
Yeah, excellent finish from James Henry. I was just ready to curse him taking that extra touch, but what do I know? This is James Henry. He certainly knows what he's doing. And in the end, it was an excellent, calm finish into the bottom corner. More excellent play down the right-hand side. Akpan has started superbly with attacking intent. And James Henry doing what he does.
Well,
it's shaping up to be an absolute classic already. That's put the kibosh on.
Yeah, I'm going to say.
But at the moment, it's crazy, helter-skelter, end-to-end. What I'm sure at least one of the managers will mention the word basketball in their post-match interviews. But at the moment, it's hugely entertaining.
Ball forward from Braintree, is headed across by Maghomer, and eventually Dewhurst comes to the edge. Both sides are really set for the transition tonight, and it's already making a good spectacle. Here comes Ryan Jones now down the left-hand side. He's initially being shackled by Pinnington, another debutant, who does well there and stops him in his tracks. There's a ball up towards Akindi. Armitage wrapped a foot round him and poked it forward, but he could only find Lisby. Lisby holds it up and gives the ball out to Ryan Clampin, another one of the former Eastleigh players. He passes to the other one, George Langston. There's a great block by Jack Barham, and Louis Annesley there, perhaps not accounting for just how quick Jack Barham is. And now Clampin's going to find out as well, and a little tug on the shirt. Clampin's gone past Barham, past Tetek, and then he pokes the ball into touch on the left-hand side. I think it might be just as well for Aldershot that they've turned that 1-goal deficit, or they've levelled it pretty quickly. Just keeps the supporters engaged, keeps them on side, and Aldershot Town supporters have been well entertained, really, pretty much since the minute Tommy Widdrington walked through the door. They needed better home form, more goals, more entertainment. They've given it away here. Theo Widdrington put it across to Lisby. He's tried to send the ball in. It's cut out and sent behind for another corner. It'll be the 4th one of the game. I'd say a rare moment there for Theo Widdrington, who I think played a square pass. I think he thought it was a safe enough, but Lisby's he's quick, and he's lively, and a little bit the opposite of what the Shots players are doing at the other end.
It was a little bit misguided, a little bit further forward than he wanted it, but credit to him, he took responsibility, he held his hand up, and he tracked back and made the block.
Yeah, corner then to Braintree. They're 4th of this first 18 and 19 minutes. It's taken short, back to Vennings. Vennings sends it into the far post, header down by Ollie Scott. Follow-up shot from the number 11 is blocked and nicely into the path of Dayan Tetek. Work to do here for Akpan. He's not going to get there, but it's come off the Braintree player, so it will be an Aldershot Town throw. I think Akpan was about to, in fact, well, they've changed their mind and given the throw to Braintree. Vennings sends it in. It's past a lot of players, but not past Ollie Scott, who heads it clear. And it's come out to the number 11. Shot from distance is parried away well. Really good parry by Dewhurst. It was a tricky looking shot, but he's found Ryan Jones, who's galloping forward now, and now sends the ball out to Henry. His first touch was so good he surprised himself. Now he's played it into the path of Barrett, just inside the left-hand side of the area. Finds Henry. Henry sends it back to Barrett. Barrett sends in a cross, and it's headed behind his own goal by Clampin, and it's a corner to Aldershot Town, their first of the game. Steve Gibbs.
Yeah, at the other end a couple of seconds ago, we've already seen 2 examples of Shay Cooper's long-range shooting. It was an excellent save. It was swerving, it was dipping, it was the sort of shot that a goalkeeper hates to face, but Dewhurst did well to scoop it away. That long-range shooting is a key feature of Shay Cooper's game. Shots defence needs to be wary of it, but then, of course, in this game, in the blink of an eye, the shots up the other end looking dangerous.
Yep, corner's going to be taken by Josh Barrett. The short option's being marked by Braintree. Tetek's there, so I think he's probably going to have to send it in. The shot skipper on the night, Josh Barrett. In it comes. Barham leaps, gets his head on it, goes across, and Braintree put a foot through it, and now it'll be a straight foot race between Lisby and Akpan. And I tell you what, they're both pretty quick. Akpan gets there first and toes it into touch. Job done by the Shots youngster. Gateshead 0, Halifax 1, and Solihull Moors 0, Eastleigh 1. Altrincham are also 1-0 up, and this is the only game, listeners and viewers, that's got 2 goals in it so far. 21 minutes gone. Shots 1, Braintree 1. In a pretty open game in which both sides are desperate for 3 points. The Shots, despite being in pretty good form of late and unbeaten in 4 games in all competitions, have only won twice in the National League in 19 games. Here's Braintree, the ball in. It's past everybody. Akpan's there at the far post, sends it forward. Barrett will try and shut down Clampin, who's got the ball now. Clampin tries to take on Akpan. He's gone past him to the byline, gets his cross in, caught by Dewhurst. Did really well there, Clampin. Dewhurst now sending out to Ryan Jones. He's going to again have 5, 10, 15, 20 yards of space in front of him. Now he tries a diagonal ball. Lovely looking ball for Josh Barrett. He's going to get onto it inside the penalty area. Pulls it back, looking for Henry. And it's smashed into touch by a Braintree defender. And it's literally, do not take your eyes off of this game, because it's non-stop, end-to-end. Basketball-esque, as you said a moment ago. Is Mag Homer just inside Aldershot Town's own half. Can't see a simple option. Lifts the ball up over the top, looking for Barham, and it'll go over his head and bounce all the way through to Henry Gray, who, a bit like Jacob Pinnington and also Will Armitage for Aldershot, all taking their part in defences for the first time on their debuts, and no clean sheet for any of them. Here's a good takedown by Ryan Jones, but then he's dispossessed by Pinnington. And then as Pinnington sends it down the line, Ollie Scott, well forward, is fouled by Jermaine Francis, and it's a free kick to Aldershot. 10 yards inside their own half on the left-hand side, and we are just past 22 and a half minutes, so halfway now through the first half. And it is Aldershot Town 1, Braintree 1. Braintree Town as well. There's a ball for in. Oh, Barrett, lob, goal! I was waiting to see it come back off the bar like it always does, and it didn't. It dropped under it, and no hesitation from Josh Barrett, who again saw the pictures, and this time he delivered with aplomb. And Aldershot Town have come from behind. They've turned it around in the 24th minute. Aldershot Town 2, Braintree 1.
Brilliant composure from Josh Barrett. He had the goalkeeper, Henry Gray, bearing down on him. Managed to get there before the goalkeeper, and had the composure and the deftness of touch to just lift it over. And then it dropped, bounced up into the roof of the net. In the blink of an eye, 1-0 down, Shots 2-1 up. But that, I can confidently predict, I think, will not be the last goal we'll see here this evening.
Right. I'll remind you of that in the 24th minute if there are no more.
Please do. But yeah, it's been a brilliant game so far.
Yeah, it has been good, and it, I'm sure from an Aldershot Town perspective, feels an awful lot better and a lot more like their game plan would have been. I don't think going a goal down after just 2 minutes or so was in it, but fair play to them. The one thing we knew about this Aldershot Town team is it wouldn't affect their character and their response. They don't blink when they concede a goal, do they? Just carry on doing what they're doing, and they've done it well. And James Henry and Josh Barrett are both now on the score sheet. just hesitated from saying how many goals it was this season for Barrett. I think that's his 9th in all competitions. Henry's gone to 13. There's a huge shot. No, big, massive barge, but no referee, no free kick for Aldershot. Braintree still coming forward. Another barge. Then a cross comes in. That's cut out. It'll be Braintree's 5th corner. And Steve Gibbs, there's shoulder barges, and that's the biggest shoulder barge I've ever seen, and it went totally unpunished by our referee Matthew Russell.
As long as it's with the shoulder, then I think it's fair.
Wow.
But you would expect the referee to at least consider penalising that. But hey, the basketball continues. Braintree have a corner.
It was right in front of the assistant referee, who didn't flag either. Corner then, left-footed in swinger from Braintree, comes right into the danger zone, and was headed towards goal and then headed off the line. And I'm not sure what the referee's actually blown for, Steve.
I think
was there an infringement? It's not. I don't think it's an offside flag. If it is, the assistant referee's put his flag down very quickly, because as soon as I glanced over to him, it wasn't up.
Yeah, but I think from where Marcus Dewhurst is going to take that free kick, it's certainly not in the goal mouth where you'd think a free kick would be awarded. But offside can be our best guess. Dewhurst hacks it forward and slips as he does so. But that was Will Armitage clearing off the line there. Excellent defending. And now another free kick in midfield
to Braintree this time.
Yeah, provenance not entirely clear, but the referee at least was decisive in that, and it looks like it was John Akinde using his physicality to draw some sort of transgression from a shots player, and now he's making his way purposefully up to the edge of the penalty area and indulging in a little bit of grappling with Christian Magoma.
Okay, Vennings stands over it, and he's going to send. The referee's not happy with something, and it'll be something to do with Ollie Scott ending up on the floor there. The referee's going to have a word with both. It's Ryan Jones, I beg your pardon. So the defensive and attacking lines are right on the edge of the penalty area. In comes the ball from Vennings, headed away by Aldershot, picked up by Ryan Jones, and they might have another opportunity for a counter-attack here as Altrincham go 2-0 up against Maidenhead. Here's Tetek. He's got 2 shots players in the middle if he can get it in. Tries the pass in to Barham, receives it back to goal inside the penalty area, goes back out to the left-hand side. Ryan Jones has missed his touch, and Aldershot Town have lost the ball. And of all the players who could pick it up, it's Kyra Lisby again. He's running directly at the goal. He's running at Maghoma, and the shot comes in, and it's towed away and then cleared behind for a corner. And as it left Kyra Lisby's foot, I thought it was going in, Steve. Maghoma stuck out a leg, tried to get something on it, but the shot came away, and then I think it was it towed away by Dewhurst into the path of another shots player who cleared it behind? It was, yeah. It was Lisby's run was just to the left of the post. For me, he should have gone across goal, tight angle, yes, but across goal into that far post. He tried to beat Dewhurst at the near post, and the goalkeeper had a strong foot to clear it. But another Braintree corner. And it comes caught by Dewhurst, and he bowls it out to James Henry, and Aldershot can immediately have an attack 3 against 3. That's just the way it is. Barham sends it out to the right hand side to Barrett. He's got a forward run from Henry, sends it in. It's missed by just about everybody, and Ryan Jones goes in, and he gets there second, and he also had his arm up, and I think fair play to the Braintree player who's just got up again. I think he did get a stray hand to the face there, and I don't think he feels there was any malice at all from Ryan Jones. But the debutant goalkeeper here, Henry Gray, has now sat down and requires treatment, and the physio team from Braintree run on. Now, I didn't see what happened, Steve, did you? Of course, it could also have been a word was given to him to go down because Braintree are concerned about what's going on with the scoreline and on the pitch, and it might be a bit of a strategic management timeout.
Yeah, it could well be. But no, I didn't see what happened. He's just sitting rather casually on the turf, one hand behind his back to prop himself up, taking a swig of water from his bottle. But the physio is currently looking at his lower left leg, which he's now raised the knee of. So one can assume that it's perhaps a lower leg problem, maybe just a calf strain or a twist of an ankle. He's soon back up though, is Henry Gray. Seems okay to continue, not overly visibly limping, maybe slightly, but I think he'll be okay to continue.
I think he will as well, Steve, and who knows if that was a strategic management timeout. I mean, who would do that? Of course, far be it from me to suggest that ever goes on. 31 minutes gone here at the EBB, and once again we've been royally entertained. I've been asked in a couple of podcasts and things recently about whether Aldershot Town are underachieving. I think everybody accepts they're slightly below par in terms of the league position, but I have to keep telling everybody that we've been brilliantly entertained every single week. And yes, Aldershot probably should be 3, 4, 5 places higher in the league. They probably should have scored a few more goals. I mean, you could put a highlights reel of the amount of times Aldershot struck the woodwork this season. I'm promising you it's in double figures.
Yeah.
Josh Barrett's probably hit it 6 times on his own. So I just keep saying the same thing, that they're not very far away from being a good side. I expect them to collect more points in the second half of the season than they did in the first, and I don't anticipate them being in a relegation battle long term. Obviously the league table doesn't lie, and they are where they are for a reason, but I'll tell you what, it's cracking entertainment. Cracking entertainment. Here's Akpan lifted the ball over the top, and it's well cleared forward by Vennings, who shifts it into the path of Clampin, who loves to get forward. He now goes back on this occasion to Vennings, and Barrett will shut down Annesley, who goes inside to Gray, who's absolutely fine, and then Lisby wins the ball, but he's in an offside position. Not Lisby, I beg your pardon, Akindi. It really would be a mistake to get those two mixed up. One is an absolute unit, and the other one is pretty quick and a good finisher.
Well, in his day, Akinde wasn't too much of a slouch either, but yeah, in his more senior years now, but still a dangerous attacker on his day.
Here's a ball forward, which Braintree will clear up towards halfway. Tetek wins his header, sends it inside. Widrington jumps, can't win it, but it falls nicely into the path of Tetek, who sends it forward to Ryan Jones, who, if he's quick enough, and now he just turns back, he almost would have had a moment 1 against 1. They're quick to shut him down and get 2 on him. But here's Armitage in possession. He is, by the way, playing in the centre of the 3, with Maghoma on the right hand side. I hinted at that a little bit earlier in the commentary, but I wasn't sure at the time if it was just a temporary measure. There's a flick on from Barham, but that'll go straight to Annesley, who plays it forward. It's controlled by Lisby, but then Theo Widrington wins it. He puts his foot round the outside of Lisby, and we can see from here, Steve, he won it really fair and square there. The referee, who's blindsided, saw the Braintree player go down, and he's given them a free kick. But I would say that he's let the game flow pretty well, Matthew Russell, so far. Do you think maybe he was unsighted for that one?
Yeah, I think it was a case of, yes, Theo's toe won the ball cleanly around the opposite side to the referee, but I think there was also a little bit of a connection there. I think there was shin on calf as well that invited the Braintree player to go down.
Some news that will please both Braintree and Aldershot Town fans is that Maidenhead are 3-0 down up at Altrincham. Regan Linney with a goal and Newby with a couple. There's a ball in, and it's cleared away by Gray. Barham was there, dangerously poised, and then Armitage sends a ball forward on the left side, but there's no shots player able to chase that. It goes out of play behind the goal, away to our right at the Mike Pusey community stand end. 34.5 minutes gone here We're being royally entertained again. 30, I beg your pardon, and it's 2-1 to the Shots, coming from behind. Going behind, if you've joined us late in, just into the 3rd minute, Kyril Lisby with the breakaway goal, finishing with the plomb from the edge of the area past Marcus Dewhurst, and then goals in the 16th and 24th minute from James Henry and Josh Barrett have turned it round for the Shots. Braintree got a free kick now on the right hand side, about 15-20 yards into the Aldershot town half. Steve and I expect, if the rest of the game's anything like the first 35-36 minutes, we do expect more goals, but as it stands, the points would be staying here in North East Hampshire. In comes the free kick from Braintree. Is headed down by Akindi, half cleared. Langston looks to send it back in. Scott jumps, but it's too late. It's over the line, the goal line, the byline that is, and it's the 6th corner of the evening, I think, Steve, to Braintree, who've played a full part in this game.
They certainly have, yeah. They've come here to play on the front foot, to mix it, to be vibrant, to be positive, and considering they've had to beg, borrow, steal at the last second, throw a squad together, it's a heck of a team performance so far.
Over to the far side, then the clearance is missed by Widdrington. Follow-up shot comes in. It's really connected with well, but it fizzes just wide. A little bit of a heart in the mouth moment there for Theo Widdrington. But I thought it was Annesley, I think, up from the back, who fizzed the shot in, wasn't it?
I think it was Matt Robinson.
It was Robinson, was it? They've changed places now, beg your pardon. They were running alongside each other. Matt Robinson, who's... I thought he'd signed for the season for Braintree. He has, but only on loan from Woking, where he was still contracted. So he won't need any motivating for this game as a Woking loanee. Here's Dewhurst with a huge goal kick. Henry can't win it, but stands firm. Ball breaks to Widdrington. That's a better ball into Barham. Barham tries to play it down the right hand side for Akpan. Braintree have wrestled it back. Annesley's got it now. Clips the ball forward up to Lisby. Holds it up, touches it to Vennings. Vennings into Jermaine Francis. He's got it. He's turned. He's on his way. Akindi wins it, and he's fouled by Will Armitage, who I think might well get. Let's see. Is it? I think he's going to the pocket. He has taken 37.5 minutes to get his first yellow card in an Aldershot Town shirt. Missed time in the tackle on Akindi there. I think Akindi very genuinely went down. I think although he felt the contact on him, he believed he could chase the ball, but he stumbled trying to retain his balance. Free kick then to Braintree, and we've got 7 minutes and a few seconds of the first half left. It's 2-1 to the Shots, coming from behind, but Braintree now with another set piece. I think at least the third one that Vennings has sent into the heart of the Shots area. He's sent some corners as well. They've had a few on the other side too, so Aldershot have had a fair amount of defending to do here. Desperate for just a third win in 20 National League matches if they can get it tonight. And it comes from Vennings, bounces once and goes through to Dewhurst, who was banking on there not being any contact on it. That horrible corridor of uncertainty.
Yeah, Lisby. I don't think he was actually that close to getting to getting contact with the ball, but he had a bit of a wild swing as the ball crossed his path. And if he had connected, I don't think Dewhurst would have got anywhere near it.
Ball forward from Maghomer. Barham can't win the first one in the air, but it bounces down and he sends it forward. Picked up by Vennings. He finds another Braintree player, and it's played up towards Akindi. Big strength, all his strength and experience. There's Theo Winter trying to win the ball in the centre of midfield. We wish Tommy well, of course, with his recovery. Is Braintree coming on the right hand side, sending it into the area. It's missed, followed up. Akindi tap in, missed by Dewhurst. I don't know if there was a slight deflection on it, but he came out to get it, didn't get hold of it, and it went out to John Akindi, who tapped it home from 6 yards for his 5th goal of the season. And there's the 4th goal of the night in the 40th minute. Aldershot Town 2, Braintree 2.
Yeah, I think Marcus he came for it. I think he got maybe a fingertip touch to it, but in the end Akinde was the closest player to the loose ball, used all of his strength to hold any defender off and was able to tap it in. But a little bit of a disappointing goal to concede, shall we say, for the Shots. A few moments where perhaps they should have stopped the attack, won the ball back, build it down the right hand side, and then when it comes in, yes, there were a couple of Braintree players there, but there were more Shots defenders, and you think somebody should have been able to claim it. Perhaps a little bit of a lack of communication. Dewhurst wasn't able to make a clean touch.
Just for our benefit of our listeners, Steve, because there's a lot of dissent in the background. It's basically aimed at the Braintree players who've took an absolute age to come back into their own half for the kick-off. That's what it is. I think they're entitled to celebrate a goal. Possibly they've over-celebrated it, but it is what it is. Here's Aldershot looking to come back into this again. They've come back from 1-0 down to lead 2-1. Now it's 2-2. Here's Akpan running at the right-hand edge of the area. He goes back to Henry. Henry will give it back to him now. He's up against Clampin. He goes back to Henry. And Braintree getting a few more bodies behind the ball now that they've got themselves a second goal. Into Henry. He tries to leave it for Akpan. It's cleared away initially by Braintree up to Francis. And now poked out to Lisby on this left-hand side. Lisby spots the forward run of Akinde. And both sides clearly have done their homework really well as to how they can hurt the opposition. The end result, or the half-time scoreline, which you haven't even reached yet, 2-2. And well, Steve, you felt there was more goals in this one, and there has been.
Yeah,
down.
And I think it's still more to come.
It'd take a brave person to predict that there wouldn't be any more goals tonight. And the ball's in touch, throw into Aldershot Town. We're in the 42nd minute. Interesting the way they've lined up defensively, Aldershot Town. Of course, it's our first look at Will Armitage. It's obviously felt that his greatest strength is straight down the middle. For that reason, they've moved Maghomer out to the right sided of the three centre backs. But that could, of course, just be a plan for tonight against this particular opposition. As Tommy and Hugo and Richard and Dave always say, each game's a different puzzle to solve.
Absolutely, yeah, it is that horses for courses. And what Aldershot Town may show this evening, they certainly will not show in future league games, as Marcus Dewhurst goes a little bit off piece, dribbling the ball out the area, pursued by John Akinde.
Whittington with the ball forward, headed by Langston forward. Headed back again by Aldershot to Vennings. Vennings goes back to Langston, and Langston will all go back to Henry Gray. The Ipswich loanee, one of three players making their debut tonight, two for Braintree, one for Aldershot Town. Armitage holds firm against Akinde, and Aldershot briefly have it, but it's played forward straight to Langston. Plays a ball through the middle. That's picked up by Akpan. Akpan goes back to Armitage. Armitage pokes it into the path of Ollie Scott, and Scott plays a good ball up towards Josh Barrett, but he's got his touch and turn wrong, and Braintree have got it again with James Vennings, whose midfield qualities the Shots fans already know from his two loan spells. And now he lifts the ball over the top, and it's an offside decision against Braintree. It might have been Shea Cooper possibly getting down the right hand side there, and just jumping the gun slightly. We've got 1 minute and 15 seconds to go, plus whatever's added at the end of the first half here at the EBB, where 18th place Aldershot Town at the start of play are drawing 2-2 with 20th placed Braintree. Marcus Dewhurst is going to take this free kick, launches it right up to the final defensive line. It's flicked on by Barham. Barrett will chase, but Gray will come off his line to the edge of his area and gather, wearing the number 13 shirt for the benefit of our online listeners. Mixed blue kit, light blue and dark blue. Handball there by the Braintree player Clampin, who believed he'd been fouled, but nothing given. The referee Matthew Russell, by the way, I mentioned this to you off air but didn't mention it to the listeners. 3 games in the National League this season, 10 yellows, 1 red. He's been refereeing in other leagues as well, but one of those other 3 games was Aldershot Town 4, Oldham 1. I was hoping that might be a good omen for the Shots tonight.
Yeah, well, maybe the same number of goals.
Here's Henry getting forward on the right hand side, and he's managed to play it just off the Braintree player. He thought he'd won the corner, and the referee overrules his linesman and gives Aldershot Town the corner. I think he spotted the final bit of contact, but we're going to have 5 added minutes here. We have had a couple of stoppages for treatment. I think the referee saw the final contact was off the Braintree player, but I think the assistant referee flagged it as a goal kick because he felt the ball was already over the line, but he hasn't persevered with that. He's accepted the referee's decision, as he has to, because the referee's the man in charge.
Yeah, I think in the end the right decision, but I'm not quite sure how we've reached it.
2-all, corner in from Ryan Jones, headed off the line only as far as Ollie Scott. He'll feed it into the path of Dayan Tetek. Tetek will thread a ball out to the right side where Ryan Jones is still there. Sends in the cross, Barham flicks it up in the air and then heads it down to Henry, who's outside the area. He wanders into it now, tries a little one to the far post, and Maghomer jumps. The flag's up anyway. Maghomer and Armitage had stayed up from the corner, but they were in an offside position, or certainly Maghomer was. And they jog back now. Braintree will restart play. We are 1 minute and 11 seconds into a minimum of 5 to be added, and who knows, Steve, we might not have seen the end of the first half goal scoring yet.
Indeed not, no. Who knows what the rest of the game will throw up, but particularly the rest of the first half. There's still another 3.5 minutes before either team gets to see the insides of their dressing room. But yeah, it has been a fantastic first half. Probably one that would drive managers crazy, but those fans that are here, thankful that they did venture out on a bit of a cold, unforgiving Tuesday evening, although fortunately not as cold as recent evenings.
Congratulations to Alex Newby, who scored a first half hat-trick for Altrincham. It's Altrincham 4, Maidenhead United 0. Punching above their weight year in, year out, Maidenhead under Alan Devonshire. Will this be the year that finally the National League gets the better of them? We'll have to wait and see. Long way to go. Here's a ball forward, headed inside. Braintree might have another shot here, but it's cleared away by Ollie Scott out to the left-hand side. And it will be a throw to Braintree in front of their own fans over there in the south stand. Approximately 40 or so of them. Another ball forward. Dewhurst comes off his line, jumps, gathers, has got the ball coming to the edge of his area, and he'll throw it now out to the right hand side where Akpan leaves it for Henry. High defensive line from Braintree, played through the middle. Barham's there, he's brave, he's strong, he's onto it, gets the ball, squares it across. It's cut out by Clampin, and Braintree clear it forward, but only as far as Christian Maghomer, who's going to send another ball out to the left-hand side. They should win it in the air there. They do. It's flicked on by Braintree, but only into the path of Armitage, who steers it out left to Ollie Scott. He's shut down, feeds the ball to Ryan Jones. Jones looks to give it back to Scott on the overlap, but it's played up closer to Barrett and a Braintree player who win the ball. Here's Jermaine Francis in possession now. And Braintree looked to see if they could finish the first half on a high. They took the lead. Aldershot came from behind to go 2-1 up. Now it's 2-all. Now Braintree coming down the right hand side, and Maghomer blocks it behind for what I think is Braintree's 7th corner of the first half. End to end, breathless stuff here at the EBB as ever. 2-all, and another Braintree corner to end the half. This time Vennings is running very slowly and gingerly over to the right hand side to take it. I think he's trying to ensure that if at all possible, the remaining 50 seconds or so of this first half are played out down at the East Bank end, the end which Braintree are attacking, and the shots will be in the second half. 2-all, 49 minutes and 16 seconds played. Corner to Braintree, in it comes from Vennings, headed wide, inexplicably unmarked by Kyrell Lisby, stood at the far post, headed it down and wide, and that's probably the worst headed miss of the season that I've seen, Steve Gibbs.
Yeah, that should be 3-2. There was an absolute scrum in front of Lisby as the ball came over, but then suddenly it dropped onto his head, and I don't think he was expecting it as much as anybody else watching on. The ball, he headed it rather than the ball hitting his head, but somehow he's managed to guide it wide from 6 yards when it seemed so much easier to score. That is a huge let-off for the Shots,
and
as the half-time whistle goes.
Yeah, well, we might as well stay with you, Steve. Sum that up, 2-2, half-time.
Wow, where do we start? What fantastic first half, breathless. Yes, a basketball game, hugely entertaining basketball game. Not quite sure where the next incident, chance, goal is going to come from, but it's been 4 goals, and it would be churlish to suggest that we deserve more, but Braintree really should be 3-2 up with that pretty much the last touch of the half. The ball drops onto Lisby's head, pretty much level with that far post, 6 yards out, and how he doesn't direct the ball into the goal, I'm not quite sure. But for Aldershot Town's point of view, they are mightily grateful.
In defence, both sides are basically man for man. That's what's happening. It's counter-attack upon counter-attack. And in terms of actually clear chances in front of goal, Aldershot have actually been pretty good. They've had 3 chances. Barham's shot wide, Henry's finished, and Barrett's finished. I think Barrett also hit the bar, of course, didn't he? So 2 out of 4 for Shots, and 2 out of 5, I think, for Braintree, who've had more corners, more free kicks, more chances, and really, as you say, with Kyra Lisby, probably should be leading now at half time. So an opportunity for both managers to have their say at half time. What I would say about Aldershot Town's bench tonight is very strong again. Van Stappershoef, Hargreaves, Frost, Corbett, Aaron Jones, Johnny Stuttle and Max Mullins. I mean, there's 5 goals there from their last game on the bench with Kai Corbett and Johnny Stuttle, and you could see them having a whale of a time late on here against tiring defenders. Braintree have only got the 4 subs. Philip Nielsen, the goalkeeper, Jamal Fifield is a centre-back, Aidan Francis Clark is a centre-back, and Tom Blackwell. That's it. So they can certainly put some fresh legs on at the back, which they might well need. Certainly the experience of somebody like Jamal Fifield.
Yeah, the most attacking of those is Tom Blackwell, who can play on either wing and is adept at getting lots of crosses into the box. But yeah, otherwise their attacking options are pretty limited, I'm afraid, unless they're going to throw a defender up front and launch the kitchen sink at Aldershot Town if they need to. But yeah, I think at the moment Steve Pitt's best option is to keep the 11 that he's got on the pitch and just tell them to do what they've been doing for the whole of the first half, and that's making Aldershot Town's defence look as shaky as it probably is. And in fact, can we just lock the dressing room door, both doors, leave the managers out of it, and tell the players to just keep going, doing whatever you're doing? That's perfectly good enough. We've been loving it. Let's have another 45 plus minutes of that, please.
Well, there you go. Nicely summed up there by Steve Gibbs. 2-2 here at the EBB at half time. Quick look at the other National League scores. The game split over 2 nights again this week. Good thing about that is if you have a National League TV pass, that you can take a look at some of the other teams on the other night when your team's not playing. I certainly will be tomorrow night. But tonight, Altrincham, well, I think Alex Newby's hat-trick goal to go 4-0 might have been wiped out because my live score's telling me it's 3-0. Oh no, I think it has counted. It's just not refreshed. So 4-0 to Altrincham against Maidenhead. Yeovil 1-0 up away at Ebbsfleet. Forest Green and Barnet, by the way, pretty massive game at the top end of the division. That's 0-0 at half time. Spoil Sports. Gateshead 0, Halifax 2, Solihull Moors 0, Eastleigh 1. And that's it. Another 4 games, I think, tomorrow evening. All right, Steve Gibbs and myself, Rob Worrell, take a little bit of a break now. We'll be back with you in about 10 minutes or so for the second half. 2-2 here at the EBB at half time.
Half-time scores in this evening's other Panorama National League fixtures this evening are Aldershot 4, Maidenhead United 0, Ebbsfleet United 0, Yeovil Towns 1, Forest Green Rovers 0, Barnet 0, Gateshead 0, FC Halifax Town 2, and Solihull Moors 0, Eastleigh 1. In the Premier League, it's Brentford 0, Manchester City 0, West Ham 2, Fulham 0, Chelsea 1, Bournemouth 1, and Forest 1, Liverpool 0. And tonight's winning 50-50 numbers. First prize is for £80 and goes to ticket 71980. Second prize for £50 to ticket 75883. And third prize for £30 goes to ticket 74122. Also, this evening's winning golden goal was 3 minutes. If you have any of the winning 50-50 or the winning golden goal, please go around to the players' entrance after the game to collect your prize. Okay, we have a crossbar challenge about to take place. Over to you, Paul.
Thank you, Craig, and I was 2 out on the 50-50 tonight. So, welcome to another round of the world-famous half-time entertainment we have here, the Crossbar Challenge. And let me tell you, we've got a couple of very eager contestants tonight. They've been doing keep uppies. They've been edging the ball a bit forward, trying to give themselves a little advantage. They're both with Holtzback builders. We're delighted they're here. We've got Andy and we've got Dan. We're going to have Andy first. He's going to have a kick. Just to remind you of the rules, you've got 3 shots and you're looking to hit the crossbar. Hit it once, it's a tenner. Hit it twice, it's a 20. If you hit it 3 times, you take your home £1,000. Has been done. It was done on a similar Murphy Tuesday evening a few years ago now. So Andy, in your own time, you're playing for £1,000. £1,000 is safe, but good effort. Dan, we roll you back so you're in the D. Here comes Dan. Playing for £1,000. Oh! Two good efforts, £1,000 is saved for another week. Let's see if we can take him home with a bit of beer money. So, back over to Andy. He's done it! There we are. We'll open the safe, there's £10. Good celebration. Right, what's he doing? One minute, £1,000. Okay, here we go. Here's Dan. Unlucky. Good finish, but... Right, here we are. Let's see what he does if he gets the second one. Here's Andy from Holtzback Builders. Unlucky. Never mind, he's taking the tenner home. And last one, give him a little cheer. Here's Dan. Let's see if we can get him £10 and hit that crossbar. Well, here's the thing. It is crossbar challenge for a reason. The postcode count, which has been great sport. Thank you, and back to you, Craig.
Aldershot Town's next fixture is coming Saturday when we travel to Oldham Athletic in the Panorama National League. In terms of the Ebb Stadium will win tonight for Panorama League Cup action against Fulham under 21s and at home again on Saturday the 25th when Tamworth are visitors. We have been drawn at home to Bournemouth in the Isuzu FA Trophy 5th round, and this tie will be played here at the Ebb Stadium on Saturday the 1st of February, kicking off at 3 o'clock. This means that our scheduled Panorama National League fixture away to Maidenhead United on that day will now be played on Tuesday the 18th of March with a 7:45 kickoff. And the Shots Away travel group will run the coach to that away game at Oldham this Saturday. Departure time is 8 AM with the cost being £47 for members and £50 for non-members. To put the place on the coach, please email shotsawaytravelgroup@gmail.com. One other bit of fixture news, we've been drawn away to Tadley Khalifa in the next round of the Hampshire Senior Cup. This fixture will take place on Tuesday the 28th of January, kicking off at 7:45.
Careful what I said about the second goal for Braintree, just purely because you can't always see a little nick that changes the direction. Dewhurst came out, looked very determined, and I thought he'll get that, and then he didn't get anything on it. So did it take a deflection?
I thought he maybe got a fingertip to it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
But he certainly didn't claim it.
It was really hard to see.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those that is better viewable from over that side.
100%. When the the TV viewers would have probably got a much better view of it than we did. You'd like to think, wouldn't you, if we, whatever the scoreline, if we go into the last 10, 15, 20 minutes level, you would like to think
Yeah, you would.
Braintree really can't make too many changes up top.
No, apart from Blackwell on the wing, that's it. Unless they, as I said, unless they want to throw the centre back up top.
But in Jermaine Francis and Lisby, they'll run all night. They'll go all night. And Akindi has the experience to stay out there. Home game here ended 2-2. And it stayed 2-2 for a long time, didn't it? Means there'd be another one.
Yeah. Maybe that'll be the way tonight.
Tyler Frost has gone in before anybody else. What is it? It's quite late in half time as well, so very rarely change it at half time. They're often preparing the sub up to get a good chance.
Okay, the shots are out for the second half. Welcome back to our BBC Surrey Online listeners, our BBC Sport app listeners and our NLTV viewers. Alongside me is Steve Gibbs, who's just confirming no changes as yet for Aldershot Town. What we did spot was that after a good workout at half time with the 7 Aldershot substitutes, Tyler Frost did go
back into the change room a little earlier than the others. So we keep an eye on that one. It would be untypical of Aldershot to make changes at half time anyway, but they often do prepare one for sort of 10 minutes or so into the second half. Could be an indication that that Frost will be one of the first finishers, aka substitutes, to come on. We've welcomed everybody back except the opposition, Braintree, and the officials, so maybe I've come back on air a little prematurely, but yeah, here come Braintree, led out by George Langston, and we'll keep an eye on any proposed changes for them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, only 8 of them out at the moment, so they do only have 4 subs, none of which have got their big heavy coats or bibs off, so I don't think we're going to see an immediate change from them.
Yeah, that's the rest of them.
Yeah, Lisby and Akindi out now as well, and Annesley. So
was late out.
All right, let's run through the teams for you. 2-2 then at the start of the second half here. Shots against Braintree, and the shots with Dewhurst in goal, Ollie Scott, Will Armitage on debut, and Maghoma across the back three. Jones, Tetek, Widrington and Akpan across the middle, left to right. Henry playing perhaps a little bit deeper than Barrett and Barham. Henry and Barrett have both scored this evening. Lisby and Akindi for the visitors. And we're underway. Barrett sends it back to Dewhurst. Dewhurst pings it straight down the right hand side. Annesley wins it in the air. Widrington jumps between 2 Braintree players. It's forward, headed forward by Armitage. Volleyed forward, back the other way by Vennings. Ball bounces loose. Maghoma does well to pounce and get a little touch. Flicked header, was it, from Barrett? There's a ball through the middle. Akindi's offside. And literally, Steve, within the first 30 seconds of the second half, clear indication from both sides that the style and the pattern and the end-to-end nature of this game is not going anywhere right now.
you would say if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and to an extent that applies, but both teams are, given their positions and current form, they are a little bit broken, but we don't want them to fix it.
Exactly. Dewhurst with a free kick out to the left-hand side. Barham jumps, comes off his head, kept in by Ryan Jones. He goes back to Ollie Scott. Scott, ball through the middle, looking for Barrett. It's well read by Langston. He clears it forward. Will Armitage on debut, the 19-year-old from Southampton, who played here a couple of months back, didn't he, for Southampton in the National League Cup. Goes back to Dewhurst. Dewhurst up to halfway. Henry competes, but it's won by Francis and then won back by Tetek, who steers it out to the right-hand side, looking for Akpan. He can't get it under control. Braintree send it forward. Towering header from Maghoma, but he can only find James Vennings, who I just made into Jennings there. See what I did? And Braintree have it in their own half. Sent down the left-hand side. Big header again from Maghoma. Henry backs up against his man, can't win it, but neither can his opposition. Goes back to Langston, who plays an up and under. Maghoma will win that in the air all day. Widrington gets it under control. Goes back to Dewhurst, who's going to strike the first blow of this second half. Steve and I reckon that Aldershot have scored 2 from 4 chances in the first half. Braintree 2 from 5. But Braintree it was who had more corners, free kicks. Here's Barrett clipping the ball over the top. Henry's onto it. Is he offside? It's not given. He's going around the keeper. He's going to square it now. He's looking for a shots player. It's well, it's going to be a goal kick, you know, because Henry tried to get it through. It came back off the Braintree defender or the goalkeeper, and then came back off Henry and went behind. And there was a moment in that build-up, Steve, that it looked like Henry had done everything right, and he was just going to slot it into the empty net. But credit to Henry Gray, who recovered well and quickly.
He did, yeah. He did well to force James Henry away from goal towards the byline. Made the angle prohibitive, and in the end, Henry probably took a second or two too long in trying to find the recipient to his pullback, and the chance was snuffed out. But worryingly, I think he's back more mobile now, but having played that absolutely delicious pass clipped over the top to Henry, Josh Barrett was holding his left hamstring rather painfully. He is back now running, harassing that Braintree defence.
Yeah, and he very nearly
okay.
Very nearly won it back. He does look as if he's all right. Ryan Jones, big jump, big header. Langston can only head it up in the air. Barrett's a little bit underneath it and reacts really well, didn't know where it was. And now he'll go with the back pass all the way through to Dewhurst. And yeah, I've just realised that Henry was denied by Henry there. James Henry denied by Henry Gray. You're supposed to say hooray at that point. Hooray, Henry.
Hooray for Henry.
Hooray,
yes.
hooray for the Henrys. Teed him up, listeners, viewers, didn't take it. Open goal for Steve Gibbs, missed right at the start of the second half.
Like Carol Lisby a few minutes ago, I missed an open goal.
He did, with a header towards the end of the first half. He probably should have sent Braintree in 3-2 up. But who knows how this one will end. Akindi goes down, not fouled according to the referee, lets it flow again. Scott sends it forward. Headed back by Braintree, only as far as Ryan Jones. Puts it nicely into the path of Tetek, who strokes it out to the right-hand side, where Akpan will just have to chest it down to keep it in, and then go back to Christian Maghoma. And nearly 5 minutes into the second half, Steve, we still await the first goal of the second half. What's going on?
What are the teams doing? Pull your fingers out, lads. Come on.
Back pass. There's been a few of them, to be fair. And now Dewhurst, if he doesn't see a short option, will ping it long out to the right side. He's looking for Barham. He jumps with Annesley. Annesley wins that. It's drifting towards touch. It will find touch. Barham retrieves it. And Aldershot go backwards initially. And they still have the ball just inside the Braintree half. Scott out to the left-hand side to Jones. If he wants to, he can go one-on-one against his Braintree marker, which is Jacob Pinnington on his debut. Braintree player goes down off the ball, waits down to see if he's going to get a free kick. Not given. Somebody in the north stand shouts, "Get up!" And here's Will Armitage on the ball. Sends it out to the right hand side to Maghoma. And really with the entertainment that we're used to. It's such a poor start to the second half.
Yeah, I mean, we joke about the lack of goals, but also I think the passing, it's been perhaps a little bit too frenetic at the start of the second half. The first half was gloriously chaotic basketball, but there was at least a degree of control over it. Too many passes have gone astray in this second half for it to really take any sort of cohesive shape.
That's Steve Gibbs, I'm Rob Worrell, and you are listening to BBC Surrey Online or the BBC Sport app, or watching on NLTV. And another high-scoring game here at the EBB. It's Braintree on the attack now with a throw down the right-hand side. Jones can't win it, comes off him, goes into touch down by the corner flag. And Braintree send the cross in straight to Dewhurst. Congratulations to Gateshead, who've come back from 2-0 down at home to Halifax, with goals in the 49th and the 50th minute. Terrific, 2-2 in that one as well. Anything they can do at the EBB, they can also do at the Gateshead International Stadium. It's just that you'll be a lot further from the pitch if you're watching on in that one. Here's a ball out to the left for Aldershot. That's cut out easily by Braintree. Scramble in the middle. Henry does well. Good touch, but he's played it into the path of Vennings. Vennings is then fouled. Free kick to Braintree. And the referee's going to his pocket, is he? He is. He's going to give a yellow card to Dayan Tetek,
who tried to take his own revenge. He was barged off the ball as two players went for an aerial challenge. He didn't get a free kick. That clearly irked him somewhat, so he went and wrapped his legs around James Vennings' legs, and has picked up an unfortunate, a needless, but deserved yellow card.
Yeah, just his second of the season, Dayan Tetek. 2-2 here at the EBB between Braintree and Aldershot. They were 18th and 20th at the start of the night. Here's a towering header from Armitage. Plays it up to Barham, who's being held a little bit by... He was being clamped by Clampin. Sorry. You've got to go for it now and again, haven't you? And here's a ball from the keeper to Clampin, who sends it back inside to Annesley. And now is clipped forward down the left channel for Lisby to chase. He lets it bounce once, twice, 3 times. Now he'll face up against Maghoma. Gets to the byline, sends it in. It's volleyed clear by Will Armitage into touch. Throw in to Braintree. We are in the 54th minute. And other than Henry rounding the keeper and then being blocked again by the keeper, it's the only effort really Aldershot Town have had on goal in the first 9 minutes of the second half. Here's Akindi getting it, turning, shooting over the bar. Good strength, good hold-up play, good turn, powerful shot, but always going over. Steve Gibbs, 2-2, 54 minutes gone.
Yeah, when you see a player like John Akinde getting his strength, getting an eye on goal, the ball out from under his feet, you do worry. But fortunately for the shots, that shot was always rising. And I think a new ball has been required, because that one's probably currently bouncing its way down Aldershot High Street. But yeah. It's easy to say, but it's not as easy to do. Don't let John Akinde turn and get down on goal.
That's Steve Gibbs, a former Aldershot Town media manager. I'm Rob Worrell. Braintree have got a throw in 10-15 yards inside their own half. It's one in the air by Scott. Steve Gibbs is giggling, I'll tell you why in a minute, but here's Barham breaking away with Henry, and they really got it stuck. I don't think they quite knew what they were doing there. They were both chasing the same ball, and then they played it out to the right hand side, perhaps hoping that Akpan would be there. He's quick, but he's not that quick, Steve, and it runs out of play. Throw in to Braintree, and I don't know if either side have done anything tactically to slightly defend better in the second half, but either way, in the opening 10.5 minutes, we've just had that one clear-cut opportunity for James Henry so far. Did everything right to control it and round the keeper, but then he was just a little bit too close to the line and a little bit too wide to send it into what he hoped would be the net. There's Barrett being held, clips a ball over the top, looking for Barrett. It's headed on by Braintree. Coming together. Quite brave, I thought, from Akpan to go in, but the Braintree player's gone down. He's the one who got contact on it, but I thought the contact was from the ball, not the man. But I'm not too sure now, Steve.
No, it didn't look like. I mean, Ashley,
he's up now. I think he's just
Ashley's run was not blocked by anything. It appears he certainly didn't seem to react to any sort of impact. Whereas, the Braintree defender went down as though it was a clash of heads, or he kind of headed the midriff of Ashley Akpan or something. I don't know whether that was a little bit of clever defensive nous to win a free kick, or an inadvertent coming together, but whatever. Fortunately, everyone's okay to continue.
We're nearly 57 minutes here, 2-2. Good defending there from Akpan, but they're only he's won it again. Brilliant, well done, Ashley. Plays it down the right hand side. It's deflected into the middle. It's cleared forward by Langston and brought down by Francis. Now Maghoma will clear, and he'll find Theo Widrington, who strokes it into the path of Ryan Jones. Ball through the middle, looking for Henry. Can Henry find the forward run here of Barrett? His touch. He's got it back onto his right foot. He's coming back on his right foot, tries a shot, and it's blocked and then cleared, and then Ryan Jones goes into the back of the Braintree number 11, Shay Cooper. And another promising moment for Aldershot comes to nothing. 57.5 minutes gone, 2-2 here. Steve Gibbs.
Yeah, I think that moment there sums up much of the second half for both teams. The quality just hasn't been there. James Henry, if he'd looked up and looked over to the far side, he'd have seen Jack Barham in a little bit of space, bearing down on goal. But in the end, he played it to the left-hand side to Josh Barrett, who couldn't quite control it, couldn't quite get the pullback he wanted, and then Ryan Jones was rightly penalised for fouling Shay Cooper. The quality just hasn't been there that we had in the first half. Those little incisive moments, the clever interchanges, We need them back.
Here's a ball in from Ashley Akpan, and it's kind of left, I think, by Henry, and then missed, or nobody else could get on it. It's drifted away behind the goal away to our left at the East Bank end. We're past the 58-minute mark now. I mentioned to you, listeners and viewers, that Tyler Frost of the 7 shots substitutes went in the earliest of the half-time warm-up. He's now just completed an extensive warm-up down to the left, but he has now taken his place again on the bench. I'm sure that a key element of this game might be the finishes that Aldershot Town are able to bring on as Dewhurst comes to the edge of his penalty area to collect. They've got 7 on the bench, whereas Braintree only have 4. 1 is a goalkeeper, 2 are defenders, and the other one is a more attacking player, but not an out-and-out forward.
No, he's versatile, predominantly a winger, but yeah, not necessarily the game changers that you would perhaps hope to have at your disposal.
Here's Braintree in possession in their own half with Langston, who goes back to Henry Gray, one of 3 debutants in this game this evening. He's on loan from Ipswich Town to the end of the season. Braintree going down the left side. He looked well offside, and they've squared it across, and it's cleared behind, so it will be a goal kick. And I wonder if the referee thought he's given a goal kick at the end of the day. It looked miles offside, the Braintree player, Steve, to me, but the assistant referee maybe was caught a moment off guard there.
Possibly. Also, Christian Magoma was also worryingly static as Lisby scampered down that left-hand side. The eye tells you that he must be offside, but I think it was one of those that where Magoma was not moving and Lisby was coming from behind him, and within a couple of pacey strides was well ahead of the defender.
Tyler Frost is getting stripped now,
and Cameron Hargreaves,
and so is Cameron Hargreaves. Tetek's on a booking, so I would imagine that would be the change, but in terms of the midfield. But here's Braintree coming down the left-hand side. We're past the hour mark. It's still 2-2, as was the score in the last home game here on Boxing Day against Woking. Good cross, headed towards goal, away from goal, from Jermaine Francis, I think, who's really frustrated with his couple of opportunities he's had this evening. And he should probably have done better there, Steve.
Yeah, it was a really good cross on the run. I think it was clamping down the left-hand side up from left back, and it was more of a glancing header from Francis. You worried for a second that it was going to nestle in that far corner, but in the end he didn't get enough on it.
A reminder that Aldershot Town have drawn their last 3 National League games, and the referee has stopped the play now for a Braintree player that's down. It's a leg injury, not a head injury, but the referee has deemed that it's serious enough that he wants to stop the play, and he's totally entitled to do that.
Yeah.
Much to the frustration of the Aldershot Town support in the ground.
Yeah, I can understand the referee wanting to see if the player recovers himself and gets up of his own accord and volition, but then you've got the attack developing, and that's where the frustration comes from, because Aldershot Town were looking to play through midfield on the counter. But I absolutely can quite understand. I think it's Lisby who's down. Took a painful whack, an inadvertent coming together, but nonetheless a painful whack on his lower leg.
Yeah, well, meanwhile Tyler Frost's ready to come on, and there's going to be at least one substitution. James Henry that's going to come off for him.
Yeah, hopefully that means that Josh Barrett's hamstring is okay, that it was nothing, just a little tweak, a momentary rush of pain through his leg. He seems to be okay.
And Cameron Hargreaves as well is going to come on. I'd be shocked if that's not for Tetek, who's on a yellow. But Henry comes off, having scored his 13th goal of the season tonight. Tyler Frost comes on into that more attacking of the 3 midfield positions, we think. And Dayan Tetek does indeed come off. And some of the crowd are groaning that Tetek's going off, but I think you have to accept that it's always a little bit of a tightrope when you're on a yellow card. And
absolutely, I think that's the only reason why Dan's coming off. I mean, certainly, the many qualities of Cameron Hargreaves is a welcome addition to Aldershot Town's lineup. But the one thing you've got to, above all, is you keep 11 men on the pitch. And Tetek is one rash decision from the referee, one 50-50 tackle.
Ball back towards Frost. Sorry, Steve. Again, and we've got to be so careful today for our radio listeners. Attacks are coming from nothing, aren't they? Straight through the middle there from Armitage. Barrett just helped it on, and it almost bounced into the path of the substitute Tyler Frost, who'd been on less than 20 seconds. Here he is onto the ball now, looking to press against Vennings. He's got his hand on the back of his shirt, so he's got to be careful. Back pass. Barrett looks interested, can't win it. Hargreaves wins the header. Akpan wins the header too, but he heads it straight back to Akindi. Now it's picked up by Hargreaves on the right hand side. He exchanges passes with Akpan and then he's fouled. It'll be a free kick or a throw to Aldershot. It's a free kick as Tetek and Henry take their places on the bench, and been replaced now by Frost and Hargreaves. Is Will Armitage coming forward straight through the middle, tries to slip a pass through to Tyler Frost, but he massively overhits it. It's a shame. It was a good idea, good run, just needed to get the weight of pass right.
Yeah, and that's good to see from Will Armitage as well, bringing the ball out of defence purposefully, and then yes, the pass was massively overhit, but having the vision to try to connect with Tyler Frost, whose addition I think is very welcome as well. James Vennings, he's not run the game from midfield, but you'd say he's had maybe a little bit too much space to pick his passes, he's been a little bit too comfortable, and having Frost breathing down your neck will remove all of that comfort, and that's the way Aldershot Town can press and win the ball higher up and hopefully create a few chances.
Steve Gibbs, I'm Rob Worrell. Another entertaining game here at the EBB, although we've had 20 minutes in the second half without any goals. Here come Braintree down the left side, try and get the cross in. It's cut out by Akpan, who says it came off of Lisby at the last minute, but the referee Matthew Russell disagrees and gives Braintree another corner. Their 8th of the game. Vennings goes up to take it, and this game's a little bit on a knife edge. The shot's 2 places and 2 points ahead of Braintree. Steve Gibbs suggested it was a must-win game. I suggested, my retort was that it was a must-not-lose game. Aldershot can't afford to lose ground to any of the teams below them. There are only 6 teams below them at the minute. Of course they want to progress up the league, and we hope that they will. We hope they'll collect more points in the second half of the season. But not sure what that delay was for. Maybe the ball wasn't in the quadrant. In it comes, right underneath the goal. Referee spots some pushing from Braintree and blows as the ball comes into the area. Free kick to the Shots. Dewhurst thinks about taking it quickly. Wasn't really anything on. Here is Ollie Scott, gets it short, plays it down the left-hand side looking for Barrett. Langston gets in front of him, clears it forward, comes down by the touchline, throw in to the Shots. Ryan Jones will take it and goes back to Ollie Scott, gets it under control and then sends it forward with his right foot, but it's cut out and missed by their next players, and then Barrett tries to steer it into the path of Frost, but he can only play it to Matt Robinson, who sends it out to the left hand side to the dangerous Lisby. He's got the forward run of Shea Cooper, that's got too much on it, goes behind the goal away to our right, and it's a goal kick to the Shots. And the second half hasn't quite lived up to the entertainment of the first, but these are precious 3 points at stake, and both sides desperately want them. Some might say need them. Long way to go, of course, in the season. Here's Dewhurst with the free kick as Braintree ready. One of their 4 subs. Ball up from Shots. Headed forward by Frost. Nicely brought down by Barham. Nicely controlled by Ryan Jones, who's running forward. Sends it out to the left to Frost, who's onside. He's into the edge of the area. Tries a pass that's cut out well by Braintree. A little bit telegraphed it was by Frost. Theo Whittington sends it back in. Barrett brings it down nicely, finds Frost. Frost out to the left-hand side to Ryan Jones, who just, almost like a boxer, shows a little bit of it to the Braintree player. and then it's towed into touch, throw in to the shots, but before they can take that, Braintree are going to make a substitution, and it is their one attacking player that they've got on the bench who's going to come on. Lisby is coming off, and he is going to be replaced by that number 7, Tom Blackwell. Tell us more about him, Steve Gibbs.
Yeah, maybe Lisby hasn't quite recovered from the leg injury that he picked up a few minutes ago. He does seem to be moving pretty freely as he comes off, so perhaps it is a tactical change. Blackwell can play left or right wing, central midfield, has also played right wing back. Really adept at delivering crosses into the box.
Throw in is headed forward. Shots player goes down. Keeper's off his line. Oh, Barham's got it. Keeper's lost it. Sends it back in. Sends it back in again. Now it's headed away by Matt Robinson. Theo Widrington takes hold of the ball. Goes back to Ollie Scott. Scott to Akpan. And now Akpan out to Hargreaves. For a little moment, I got visions of that Barham goal at Swindon there.
Yeah.
He wasn't as far out, and the keeper was a lot closer to him. Maghoma's pushed off the ball by Akindi quite blatantly, and the referee's given the free kick. Just points at Akindi. I wondered if he was perhaps going to produce a yellow card there, but it was just a late arrival. Here's Will Armitage sending it out to the left-hand side to Ollie Scott. Both these sides were attacking freestyle in the first half, end to end, and it's a little bit harder for now for them to break down the opposition. There's Theo sending the ball into the path of Barrett, turns nicely, he's into the penalty area, holds up now, turns, gets it back onto his left and onto his right. Ollie Scott's arriving to help him, loses the ball for a moment, but then finds it again, sends it back to Ryan Jones. Jones coming forward, gives the ball to Barrett, tries an early ball in, it's headed away by Braintree, and they should get onto the next ball as well with the number 22, Jermaine Francis, but it's sent forward, and Braintree have lost it. Maghoma caught slightly late again by Akindi. Good battle between those two at times. Come on the shots is the cry from the East Bank, hoping to suck one in at some point and snaffle, pocket the 3 points from this evening. At the minute, two sides in the bottom 7 have got a sweaty grasp on a point each. Ball forward down the right hand side, should be easy enough for Clampin to deal with. Andy finds Vennings. Vennings turns it to the path of Matt Robinson. Robinson to the substitute Blackwell. Hargreaves comes back out of nowhere and wins it. Ball's in touch, throw in to Aldershot. Hargreaves there played his part. Johnny Stuttle is going to come on for the last 19 minutes or so, and he is going to replace Ryan Jones.
No, it's Kai Corbett.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon, I misread the shirt. It's Kai Corbett, fresh from a hat-trick in his last game. Frost is now coming out to the left-hand side, and Kyle Corbett gives some instruction to other players out there about the formation now. So came on and scored himself a hat-trick in 20 minutes in the FA Trophy against Chertsey, and a great shout to throw him on for these last 19 minutes. My eyes are deceiving me. I could have sworn I looked at the shirt and saw the word Stuttle, but it's Corbett, as you rightly pointed out. And Aldershot now coming down the right hand side, but they've been dispossessed, and you've got to watch out for the counter attack. Akindi holding it up on halfway, goes back to Clampin. Clampin sends it forward. It's missed by both Maghoma and the other Braintree player, Blackwell I think it was, and eventually Ollie Scott goes over there and toes it into touch. We've got 17 and a half minutes left here. This second half is racing away from us. 2-2. Braintree player goes down off the ball. They've still got it on the left hand side. Can they get the cross in? No, it's blocked again by Ashley Akpan. And official attendance. It is the lowest league attendance of the season. And where do I collect my medal for predicting that there were 40 Braintree fans in? That's exactly what there was. And no, listeners, I didn't, and viewers, I didn't count them. I just guessed. And Feeling quite chuffed with myself. 73 minutes gone, 2-2, corner to Braintree, their 9th of the game. In it comes from Vennings to the near post. Hargreaves managed to get something on it and get it away. Cooper has shepherded it back into the path of Clampin, who sends it forward up towards Akindi, who's being closely marked by Maghoma, and Corbett arrives as well. Now Francis has got it. Tyler Frost battling away trying to win it, but still with Francis, turns and faces up Frost. Frost blocks the cross, it goes behind, and it'll be a 10th corner of the evening for Braintree Town, who've played a full part in this. Their last away game, they won 4-2 at Dagenham. They'll be hoping for a similar scoreline tonight. The Shots don't probably care how they get it, but they just want to get their sticky hands on 3 points for only the 3rd time in 20 National League matches. Vennings with the corner, punched one-armed away by Dewhurst, headed on by Frost, chested down by Braintree's substitute Blackwell, and they've got it on this right hand side. Matt Robinson's given it back to Blackwell. Cross has come in, headed away by Maghoma, nicely taken under control by Matt Robinson. Max Mullins comes back from a warm-up. Here's Robinson, tries the ball forward, that's cut out, but everything keeps going back to Braintree players, doesn't it? Here's Akindi, back to goal, sends it out to the right-hand side. Frost arrives to closely shackle Blackwell, and he puts him under so much pressure that in the end Blackwell can't get the ball under control, and Aldershot win the throw, taken by Frost. Has to be said that both sides have stopped the other from creating too many clear-cut chances in this second half. After a real end-to-end game in the first half, it's still end-to-end. They're just getting stopped a little more. Here's Clamping with the cross, headed away by Maghoma, flicked on by Widrington into the path of Kai Corbett. He's up against Vennings, does well, turns inside, spreads it out to Ashley Akpan, who's coming over halfway now. Into the last 15 minutes we go, still precariously poised at 2-2. All 3 points up for grabs. Aidan Francis Clark could become the 4th debutant of the night. Another Luton Town loanee signed today. He may be onto the pitch very shortly. Meanwhile, the Shots have it, and Armitage sends it out to the right hand side to Akpan, into the path of Hargreaves, the ever willing, ever showing Hargreaves, back to Akpan. Akpan looks to find Hargreaves again. Braintree have snaffled it, and Blackwell comes away with the ball. Armitage tries to engage with the tackle, but he can't. There's a 1-2 played to Akindi. He's down the right hand side. Blackwell's arriving in the middle. Can Akindi get it? That's got to be a goal kick. Well positioned by referee Matthew Russell. It looked like it was going out for an 11th corner, but it hit Akindi just before it went out of play. 78 minutes have elapsed. We're going to see a 4th debut of the night, 3rd of the night for Braintree. Shay Cooper coming off, and Aidan Francis Clark is coming on. We think probably in a more advanced position than we've got him down as, or no, he is going to come into the
Shay Cooper, more of an attack-minded midfielder, and as Francis Clark came on, he immediately turned left to take up his position in the Braintree defence. So I think maybe that will tell you Steve Pitt's thoughts as the game goes into its final 15 minutes.
Free kick Aldershot just inside their own half. I wrongly advised earlier on listeners and viewers that Gateshead had got back to 2-2 against Halifax. They thought they had. The goal was wiped out, and Halifax are now 3-1 up. It's 1-1 between Ebbsfleet and Yeovil. Here comes Ashley Akpan down the right hand side. Can the Shots find themselves a winner here? Here's Barrett to the edge of the penalty area, into Frost. Frost sends in the cross, and it's missed by almost everybody, and then smacked against the upright by Theo Widrington. The goal was gaping. It was a tight angle, but he's got his head in his hands. He can't believe it. I think he felt he was just going to stroke it into the corner there, Steve, but it's bounced off the upright behind the goal at the East Bank end. Goal kick to Braintree, and it remains 2-2.
Maybe not quite as glaring a miss as Carell Lisby at the other post at the goal at the East Bank end at the end of the first half, but everyone like you say, thought Theo was just going to stroke the ball into the net to put the shots 3-2 up. Excellent ball in from Tyler Frost on the turn, clipped, teasing towards the far post. Gray scrambling to get just a finger on it. Then it dropped to Widrington, who seemingly was going to do the easy bit.
Here's Aldershot coming down the right. Corbett sends it across straight into the arms of Henry Gray. It remains 2-2. We've got 11.5 minutes left plus added time. I'm hearing no detail on it, but former shot Tyler Cordner has been stretchered off for Ebbsfleet against Yeovil in that game. All the best to Tyler. Here, the referee said that Braintree, I think, have got to retake this, have they? The ball was moving. I mean, Steve, in a game that's been end-to-end, particularly in the first half, there's got to be a key chance for at least one of these sides to still wrap up all the points. I'm not sure really how both sides will feel about going home with a point from this. They'll feel a massive opportunity missed. I think both of them.
I think they will. Yeah, considering how Braintree have played, considering the way they started the game. I think at the moment it does feel like a must not lose rather than a must win, certainly for Aldershot Town. But for me, if we get to 90 minutes to the final whistle at 2-2, it will still feel like 2 points dropped.
Here come Braintree down the left hand side with Clampin, who finds Blackwell. Cross comes in, headed away by Armitage. Taken under control by Kai Corbett. It goes back to Maghoma. He lifts it first time left footed up towards Barham. Barham's pushed in the back by Annesley, who can't believe it. Aldershot get a free kick just inside their own half. It's taken by Widrington out to this left hand side, taken down by Frost. He's now cutting inside. It's got Widrington showing for it again. He sends it out to the right hand side to Ashley Akpan. It's going to send in a left footed cross. Barham heads it down in the path of Frost. And Frost gets a snapshot away, but can't direct it towards goal, and it goes wide. Another opportunity goes begging for the shots. 9.5 minutes to go. Steve Gibbs.
Yeah, good awareness from Jack Barham. I thought, is he going to try and loop a header over Gray into the far post? But no, he just nodded it down for Tyler. And an excellent cross from Ashley Akpan as well. But then Tyler, he didn't catch it cleanly. It looked like one of those that bobbled off his knee, rolled down his shin, didn't quite catch it. When he's normally such a superb clean striker of the ball, that was not one of his better efforts.
Here's the ball on halfway, it's into touch. Two players scrabbling over it. It's an Aldershot Town throw, but I think the substitute who's just come on is going to get a yellow card. That's Aidan Francis Clark.
He's so new, he doesn't even have his name on the back of his shirt.
He's literally signed on today, exactly that. Now Frost takes the throw, and the referee has just stopped it because something else has happened. I think the referee wants to have a word with Steve Pitt.
Yeah, he's getting a little bit irate at the referee.
And the referee's actually explaining it to him, which most of them don't do much explaining this season, do they? Just wander over and brandish a yellow card. So
yeah,
I'm going to say fair play to Matthew Russell. Everybody in football loves it when they can actually have a conversation with a referee, whether it's a manager or a player.
And that's all it takes. Whether you agree with the referee's decision or not doesn't matter. It's the not knowing that's the frustration.
Ball's been played back to Dewhurst. He's going to kick with his left foot now down the left side. It's going to go straight into touch. And it's going to be a Braintree throw, and might be the lowest league crowd of the season this evening, 1,437. But it's quite vociferous, isn't it? Everybody's cold and they're having a good rant and a shout and a scream, and I think everybody in the ground, supporters of both sides, are desperate to see a winning goal. Obviously, in terms of who it goes to, that will vary. And the rough maths is 1,397 of them will probably be wanting Aldershot to get it, and 40 over there on the far side who've made the journey this midweek and braved the cold will be desperate for Braintree to get a late winner. Here they come with the throw down the right hand side from Langston. It's flicked on by Akindi, taken down by Blackwell, back to goal inside the penalty area, and now he turns. sends it out to the left-hand side. Frost is going to try and stop the cross. He can't. It comes in, and Ollie Scott does. It goes behind, and it will be, Steve Gibbs, an 11th corner of the evening for Braintree.
Yeah, it's a shame for Braintree. Corners don't win your matches, but that's certainly shown their attacking intent this evening. That they have really come here looking to get 3 points. It would have been easy for them to come and shut up shop.
Vennings the ball in. It's caught by Dewhurst. One thing I would say that Braintree haven't done tonight, as Corbett can't chase Dewhurst's ball, is they haven't really pinned Dewhurst from corners, and he's been quite free to come and collect them. I didn't realise, Steve, Tommy Witherington's down on the bench, and he's done well to remain there most of the evening, but he's up now on his feet, and I didn't realise he was back in charge of the side tonight, or certainly down on the bench anyway.
No, in the first half he certainly wasn't visible. It was his assistants that were doing most of the work, but certainly it's fitting that Tommy's first reappearance from the dugout is to have a go at one of his players, take a bit of stick from the crowd, give it back, and all is fine and dandy and well again in the world of Tommy Witherington. And indeed, welcome back, Gaffer. It's been a long time.
You say he was responding to a bit of stick from the crowd?
There was a couple, yeah. A fan to our right-hand side in the north stand was Tommy pointed out that you should have a go at Marcus Dewhurst for doing what he did, because Jordi van Stappershoef gets pelters for doing exactly the same.
Free kick to Aldershot, halfway inside their own half. Yellow card for Tom Blackwell. And we've got 5 minutes left, plus whatever's added on by the officials this evening. And it's 2-2. It's tight, it's tense, and these two teams are desperate for a win. Braintree have lost 5 of the last 8, and they've not drawn in the last 9 away games, so that run might end if there's not another goal. Here's a ball forward, headed away initially by Braintree. Witherington's strong in the tackle, and then Aldershot keep it on the left-hand side. A good exchange between Witherington and Frost, and then Aldershot now have won a corner. I thought that was a foul on Ollie Scott in the meantime, and I can only assume, Steve, that the referee played on because Aldershot were in possession. Definitely looked like a foul, and I think that's what the referee's now explained actually to Ollie Scott. And in the end, Aldershot have won a corner, so effectively they still on the attack, albeit now from a set piece. Josh Barrett is up there ready to take it, and Corbett's out there with him. Are they going to take it short? Yes, they are. Corbett gives it back to Josh Barrett, who sends it in. And it's Parrott. Oh, he's just tipped over his bar by Henry Gray. Wonderful save. Great moment. Another corner for Shot, Steve Gibbs.
Yeah, not quite heading to the postage stamp in the top corner, but nonetheless, goal bound just under the crossbar. Good effort from Josh Barrett. Excellent save from Henry Gray. And now I think Kai Corbett has hurried across to the other side to retake this corner.
He has indeed. It's going to be an outswinger, right-footed, and it comes to the far post. It's over everybody, but Josh Barrett's well placed to get onto it. He's one-on-one against his man. He's left him for dead. He's into the penalty area, tries a shot. It's again deflected behind, and now Aldershot with 3 successive corners, and they're finally throwing the kitchen sink in. It's taken a long time for them to find it though, Steve.
It has, yeah, but yeah, a grandstand finish in front of the East Bank. After 2 minutes and 2 seconds, we'd have probably taken this.
Corbett shows for the short one again. Will they take it or will they send it in? Now he runs away, one arm up in the air from Josh Barrett. In comes the cross. Oh, and it's again a header. Again, I think it comes back off the upright. It was from Armitage. Aldershot are coming again though with Ollie Scott. He tries a pass, that's caught out, and Nakindi's powering down the right hand side with the ball. That's cut out by Theo Witherington. And Steve, just confirm for me, our viewers might well see a replay, but did Armitage hit the upright as well?
He did, yeah. Yeah, it was a really good run across goal. Glancing header. glancing header from Armitage, and it just it bounced up and hit probably the lower third of that far post and was cleared. And I believe, as I was talking, that was Ashley Akpan who was named the official man of the match by the sponsors here this evening. We'll wait to see, because I haven't thought about it yet, who my man of the match is going to be.
Well, there you go, you tee yourself up. I'll just get on with the commentary. Here's Hargreaves. He's clearly being fouled by combination of Braintree players, but he manages to steer it out to the official man of the match anyway, Ashley Akpan, who's still going down the right hand side. Turns, now a ball into Barrett inside the penalty area. Can he conjure something here? Sends it back across. It's cut out and behind, is it? No, it's just out of play, and it's a goal kick. And we thought we were building towards another corner there, but it wasn't, and the time is running out on this one. The opportunities for these sides to go on and get all 3 points are disappearing in front of our very eyes, and Aldershot have now struck the woodwork 3 times tonight, Steve. And that's where they're probably going to be looking for the reason why they haven't, at the moment, got all 3 points in their hands.
But I think it is those fine margins, and if one of those goes in, you're looking at a nervy, narrow victory in a vital, not quite a relegation 6-pointer, but 2 teams at the wrong end of the table. But there's still plenty of time. The 4th official is still programming his electronic scoreboard. There's 30 seconds left of normal time.
Here's Akpan over halfway, coming down the right hand side. He's got Corbett out there with him. He comes back to Hargreaves. That's a bit of a hospital pass, but Hargreaves deals with it. So Josh Barrett, Theo Widrington and Will Armitage have all hit the upright tonight. Here's Frost heading the ball back into the path of Theo Widrington, who now gives it back to him. He's going down the left hand side, holds the ball up, plays it off a Braintree player, wins the corner for the Shots. 90 minutes are up. There's only going to be 3 added minutes.
How, only 3?
Only 3. Probably the minimum you ever see these days.
I'd have thought 5.
Yeah, corner to Shots.
That would have been my bid.
They've had less than half those that Braintree have had, but it's goals that count. It's 2-2. Barrett sends it in, headed off the line, back across, volleyed up in the air by Francis Clark, and now Corbett is battling away but gets his foot on the ball, spins viciously. Barrett's got it under control, plays the ball up the left hand side. He's given it away, he feels he's been flattened. Now ball into the inside right channel. Blackwell's against 4 Aldershot defenders. Advantage played by the referee, and then the assistant referee flags and gives Braintree a free kick here. We're 1 minute into a minimum of 3 added on, and it's the man of the match, Ashley Akpan, who's gone in, who's given the foul away, and now he's writhing around in some discomfort as well. And any momentum Aldershot were hoping for in these added minutes is probably going to fizzle out here. Max Mullins is getting stripped and ready to come on. It might well be for Ashley Akpan.
Yeah, it's a shame for Ashley. He's been superb this evening. Not quite my man of the match, but nonetheless excellent. But he did well there. He went in a bit of a block challenge with Blackwell, and I think in landing to make the challenge, I think he jarred his knee, and I hope it's not serious, but he does look in a degree of discomfort.
Elsewhere, Altrincham have beaten Maidenhead 4-0, Solihull Moors 0, Eastleigh 1. They are full-time scores. Here at the EBB, it's delicately balanced, 2-2, and well, we can pretty much ignore the clock. When the referee blew his whistle, and Ashley Akpan's still in some discomfort here. He hasn't moved very far. And now, unfortunately, I'm really sorry to say, listeners and the viewers will know that a stretcher's coming onto the pitch. What a season the youngster's had. He's had a pretty good game as well. He's been given the official man of the match, and just tracking back for the team there. Against Blackwell, there was actually 4 Shots defenders and the goalkeeper there as well, but I don't know if Ashley realised that, and he went in to try and win the ball, gave a free kick away. Initially Blackwell kept the ball, but then the referee and assistant referee decided that it wasn't really much of an advantage for Braintree, and so there's going to have to be a free kick. And for Ashley Akpan, I'm not quite sure what he's done. He's trying to sit up here.
As I say, it looked like he might have jarred his knee as he went in for that tackle, and
he's trying to say he doesn't want the stretcher, or he can lift himself onto it, but he doesn't want the stretcher. He desperately doesn't want the stretcher. Bless him. He's up onto his feet, the youngster, and I'm not sure what the injury is, but he went in bravely against Blackwell, and he's come off worst, but he is walking. He's got a little bit of support, particularly on his left side.
It's good to see that he's able to walk.
Yeah, but he looks devastated as well. He looks devastated as well, which suggests that he's picked up something more serious. It's difficult to say what it is, though. Free kick for Braintree, and it comes to the far post, and it's headed down and wide by John Akindi. A similar miss to Lisby's right on half time. And while Aldershot will be talking about the woodwork, Steve, Akindi and Lisby will be in for some heading practice, nodding balls in from 4 yards at the far post.
Yeah, Akinde, you'd think a striker of his experience and quality would know to throw your head at it, to really punch it into the net. But he didn't. He just let it glance off his forehead. But now he's in again, maybe.
Good strength from Lisby. And they've got it on the left-hand side with Blackwell. Can he get his cross in? No, nice footwork. Shot comes in. That's well blocked by Hargreaves. Max Mullins it was that came on for Akpan. Frost does well to win the ball, but he can only just sort of send it away. Goes to Vennings. Langston is trying to get it back in. Good pressing from Barham. Now Langston just hoofs it forward. Good headed winner from Maghomer into the feet of Josh Barrett. Theo Widrington lifts it forward into the left channel. It's being chased by Barham. He's holding it up and tries the ball round the corner for where he thought Corbett had gone. It doesn't come off, but Braintree can only clear it to Ollie Scott. Scott into Corbett. Corbett is fouled as he tries a turn. And now, well, we've got 95 minutes on the clock. A minimum of 3 added. We had a stoppage of 3 or 4 minutes. It's taken quickly, the free kick to Frost. He's inside the area, and the referee insists it's got to be retaken. And heaven knows how many seconds or minutes are left. We're pretty close to full time. It's 2-2 here. As it stands, the points are going to be shared. But Aldershot have a free kick, and Josh Barrett has told Kai Corbett, I'm having this.
Yeah, he literally wrestled the ball, ripped the ball out of Kai Corbett's grasp.
He did, and it comes back now. They both step back, both capable from this distance. Can Aldershot find a late winner here? Josh Barrett steps up. It's headed away off the wall, only as far as Ollie Scott. The referee is not going to blow just yet. Ball forward, headed down by Armitage, but it's straight to Annesley. He'll clear it forward. And Ollie Scott's in a foot race with Akindi. Akindi arrives now and he toes it off of Ollie Scott, but it'll find touch. Throw into shots. And I think that might just be about it. Scott goes back to Dewhurst. Can he launch it one more time to the other end? He does. Forward it comes. One in the air by Francis Clark. That is the final whistle. It ends 2-2 here at the EBB. Frustration certainly from the home support at the result. We were richly entertained in the first half. Second half not quite as good, but the points are shared here. 2-2. Steve Gibbs.
Yeah. Must win, must not lose. What is it? I think in the end it became a must not lose, and Aldershot Town somehow have achieved that. But John Akinde will replay that chance in his head. If he can even sleep tonight, he'll be replaying that chance over and over in his dreams, in his nightmares this evening. He should have won this game for Braintree Town, the same as Kyrell Lisby should have scored at the end of the first half. And either one of those goals would have won the points, won all 3 points for Braintree Town. And I think you look at Aldershot Town's, including tonight, the next 3 home games: Braintree, Tamworth and AFC Fylde, all in with Aldershot Town in the bottom third of the table. If Aldershot Town want to live up to their own expectations and show that Fortress Ebb Stadium remains extant, that it is a thing that teams should fear coming here, then really that should be 3 points tonight on your way to a maximum of 9 points from 3 games. I wrote target has to be 9 points, 7 minimum. That does mean that Aldershot Town now only have to go and beat Tamworth and Fylde in the next 2 home games, but too often the standards haven't been there. They've not been, and it's not about last season, it's about what Aldershot Town are capable of and have been capable of this season and what sporadically they've shown. Huge credit to Braintree. They've thrown together, begged, borrowed, stolen a squad virtually on the bus around the M25 to get here, to be able to name even only 4 subs. They've done really well and they've been excellent tonight, and that performance in adversity again, because for Braintree it will always be adversity, but particularly where you're having to sign 2 or 3 players just to name something like a functional squad. But they've played really well tonight. They've looked decent in defence, vibrant in midfield, far more vibrant and mobile than I expected, and really dangerous going forward. Too often Aldershot Town couldn't deal with that. And if they keep playing like that, and if they can maybe even bolster the numbers further, they will have a good shot at staying out of the relegation zone. And now I'm not about to say Aldershot Town are in relegation danger, because I don't think they will be, but they do need to start asserting their own quality, showing what sort of a team they are, and justifying the decisions that have been taken to bring players in and send players out. And they need to start winning the home games against teams in that mini league at the bottom of the National League. Yes, they haven't lost tonight, but it's still 2 points dropped, a missed opportunity for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Braintree will be ruining misses in the final minutes of both half from Lisby and Akindi. Similar opportunities at the far post. Routine headers across the goal line for me. And Aldershot Town will be ruining the woodwork, which has kept Barrett, Widrington and Armitage out. They've all struck the woodwork tonight. Elsewhere in the National League, Altrincham have beaten Maidenhead 4-0. Hat-trick in that one for Alex Newby. Ebbsfleet and Yeovil is 1-1, and they're in 90 plus 12 there at that one. Forest Green 0, Barnet 0 at the top end of the division. Gateshead 1, Halifax 3, and Solihull Moors 0, Eastleigh 1. What does that mean in terms of the National League positions? Well, with a few draws there, not too many positional changes. Aldershot Town remain 18th. They've now got 26 points from 26 games. Braintree move up a place to 19th with 24 points from 26 games. And Wealdstone, who've got 3 games in hand on both, are just 2 points behind Shotts and 1 behind Braintree. Maidenhead are in the 4th bottom position with 23 points as well. They've been well beaten tonight. Fylde and Boston play tomorrow. Ebbsfleet are 102 minutes into what looks like a 1-1 draw against Yeovil. That's it from Steve Gibbs and myself this evening. We, as in BBC Surrey, will be back on Saturday from Boundary Park, where Shotts go to Oldham. Still looking for their first away win at Boundary Park since they, as in Oldham, came down to the National League. And so it will be commentary from Boundary Park with myself and the summariser yet to be confirmed, but it won't be you, Steve, will it? Thank you for your company this evening.
Pleasure, thank you. Sadly, I will not be making the journey to Boundary Park, as tempting though that is.
All right, well, I'll confirm in the next 24-48 hours who that will be. But we're done here for this evening. A little bit of frustration in the end. We were really well entertained in the first half with 4 goals. We expected another 2 or 3 in the second half. They didn't arrive. And despite a bit of a late flurry from Shotts, it took a while really to find the kitchen sink and throw it in, but they did do that eventually. unfortunately weren't able to penetrate the Braintree defence again. So it's just another game and another point for the Shots. Unbeaten though now in 5 games in all competitions, 4 draws and a win.
Yeah, and I think that is something that the management team will certainly cling to, and to a large degree, rightfully so. They can probably claim that if you're talking about the degree of chances, the share of chances, you might say Aldershot Town had more than Braintree. Certainly more that were really good chances that you might think would register on the expected goals tally. Hitting the woodwork twice versus missing the goal mouth entirely from 4 yards twice. Should Aldershot Town have won that, or should they have lost it? Maybe in the end a draw was a fair result, and yes, they move on. They've overcome a difficult game, albeit one that a lot of people would have thought they should have won, but they've overcome a difficult encounter with a rejuvenated Braintree Town, and they're yet to be beaten in that run. And just to dot the I's and cross the T's, my man of the match, Josh Barrett.
Oh, Josh Barrett, sorry, I was just thinking to myself, I must have missed it when you said it, but you hadn't said it. No, thank you very much, Steve Gibbs, for your excellent insight again. Couple of bits of interaction from you guys. Lindsay Morris, I think you messaged me at half time actually, but I didn't see it. Greetings also from Tenerife, hope you're all well, keeping warm, all the best, listening, come on the Shots. And Lewis Davies says, who's definitely in a more northerly direction, next 2 home games, as Steve said, must win. We have the second worst current form in the division. Entertainment be damned. Get in front, park the bus and secure the result. Steve, you nodding vociferously.
Yeah,
if you can nod vociferously. Yeah.
I do. I was trying to nod sagely, but I think it was more vociferously. But yeah, I think that's exactly right. It's 3 points is 3 points. Yes, entertainment is important, but in those 2 games, 3 points, non-negotiable.
Thank you very much, Steve Gibbs. That's it from myself, Rob Worrell, and Steve Gibbs. Thanks for joining us this evening. Have a good rest of the week. We'll speak to you on Saturday from Boundary Park, Oldham against Shots. Good night.